Where did you get the idea of for a TV show about female wrestlers?
So Carly, my co-creator, and I, we came across a documentary about the women of Glow looking back on their time making the show. And we'd actually we were never fans of wrestling before then. We'd never seen Glow. We were pretty young in '85. And we'd never been to a wrestling match. But the women all talked about that time with such emotion, and it just was such a transformative moment in their lives. And we just started talking about what a great thing to explore, and it just felt like it was an idea that could, support a lot of stories that we wanted to tell. And then we just started researching like crazy.
You have worked as a writer in Nurse Jackie and Homeland, shows with strong female characters.
Very true.
Do you think TV is more open to stories about women than cinema?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I can comment on on cinema as a whole, but I think that TV feels like it's going through this moment where there's just so many shows and there's so much more opportunity to tell different kinds of stories, and I think that makes it a really exciting time in television, and there's definitely a lot of opportunity for many different kinds of storytellers in TV, women included.
The story of Glow could be an 1-hour episode drama. Why did you decide to make half-hour episodes?
Well, I think we wanted to have a blend of comedy and drama. Carly and I had both worked on half-hour shows for cable, and it felt like it would feel sort of pace-wise and energetically very satisfying to have a very, very, very full half-hour of TV that could do a lot of things to you, and so I think it was just the way that felt right for us to tell the story.
We can see a lot of peculiar characters in the show. One of the most striking are Sheila the She-Wolf. It's inspired by someone?
Yeah, Sheila was just an idea that we came up with in the room about a woman who had a sort of body dysmorphia, identity crisis, who identified as something other than herself, and in a way, it's sort of our way to tell a version of a trans story, but in '85, even though she identifies as a wolf, and there's some, she has a species identification problem. But once we landed on this actress, Gail Rankin, who's an incredible actress, a theater actress we had both known from New York, she went so deep. She actually went to a wolf sanctuary to hang out with wolves for a day and spend some time there. So she went very, 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 very deep with Sheila. And we knew we wanted a character on Glow who arrived as a character and wrestled as that character, and that there was, because for many of our women, they arrive as themselves and then transform into a character, and we knew we wanted somebody to come fully formed. And so Sheila was that character for us.
Do you have a favorite character, a special one for you?
No, it's like choosing between your kids. I love them all, and they are all so different and so delightful to write for.
And will there be a second season of Glow?
I hope so. Tell Netflix that you would like one, and maybe there will be one. We're just waiting to hear, so we're hopeful.
And what are the differences between make a series for a network and make it for a Netflix?
Well, I've only ever worked in cable. I've worked for Showtime and for Netflix, but Netflix in particular, you're given so much freedom. I mean, we're making a half-hour show, but if it's 28 minutes, if it's 34 minutes, you don't have the same restrictions in terms of time, and creatively, you're not beholden to advertisers. You're not answering to as many people. So what you want to make and what you end up making seem to actually be the same thing more often than not, and that's pretty exciting as a creative person to feel like you can actually make the show you intended to make, as opposed to make a very compromised version of your vision. So we didn't have to compromise much at all.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.